A rules-based approach for construction contract documents interpretation. Contract rules. Rules-based approach for contract documents. A rules-based approach to interpreting construction contract documents means applying established legal and contractual rules in a structured order to resolve ambiguities, conflicts, or gaps. This standard in construction law and contract administration. Introduction. Construction contracts are typically composed of multiple interrela- in, in, sorry, interrelated documents including agreements, conditions of contract specifications, drawings, and schedules. These documents are often prepared by different parties a- and at different stages of a project, w- which can result in consistencies, ambiguities, or apparent conflicts. Effective interpretation of this contract documents is therefore essential essential to ensure proper risk allocation, fair administration, and successful project delivery. Rules based approach to the interpretation of construction contract documents provides a structured and predictable method for resolving such issues rather than relying on subjective judgment. This approach relies established principles of contractual interpretation to determine the parties' rights and obligations. These principles are grounded in legal precedent, standard forms of construction contracts, and, and long-standing industry practice. By applying interpretation rules, as a whole, the contract as a whole, giving words their plain meaning, respecting the order of precedence of documents, and favoring commercially sensible outcomes, contract administrators, engineers, and adjudicators, advocates can resolve disputes consistently and transparently. Construction construction contract interpretation framework. Step 1. Identify the contract documents. Step 2. Read the contract as a whole. Step 3. Apply plain meaning rule. Step 4. Check the order of precedence. Step 5. Resolve conflicts using interpretation rules. Step 6. Consider commercial intent and business efficiency. Step 7. Consider express versus implied terms. Step 8. Apply statutory and regulatory compliance. Step 9. Use extraneous evidence if permitted. Step 10. Apply contra profundum last resort. Step 11. Apply good faith and reasonableness where applicable. Decision flow is like identify documents, read as a whole, the plain meaning, order of precedence, apply conflict rules, the commercial intent, express versus implied term, statutory compliance, extraneous evidence, contra profundum. Principles of rules based interpretation. Rules based interpretation in construction contracts relies on established legal and contractual principles to give effect to the intentions of the parties and resolve ambiguities. The main principles like whole con- whole contract principle. The contract must be read as an integrated document All clauses, schedules, drawings, and specifications should be interpreted in context. Plain, plain, me, plain meaning principle. Terms and clauses are given their ordinary, natural, or technical meaning. Clear language should not be reinterpreted or rewritten. Order of precedence principle. Conflicts between documents are resolved according to the hierarchies specified in the contract. Example agreement, special conditions, general conditions, specifications, drawings, and BOQ. Specific over general principle. A specific provision in the contract overrides a general clause that addresses the same subject. Example, a detailed clause on liquidated damages overrides a general delay clause. Express versus implied terms principle. Express terms of the contract override implied terms. Implied terms are used only to fill gaps necessary to performance, reflect obvious intentions, enable cooperation and efficiency in construction. The use of extension evidence only applied when the contract is ambiguous and the law allows. Evidence must clarify, not contradict express terms, includes industry standards, accepted technical practice, context of contract formation if allowed. Case studies and contract disputes. The structured overview of notable case studies in construction contract disputes, illustrating how courts and tribunals apply rules-based interpretation principles. First one, Investors Compensation Scheme Limited, v. West Bromwich Building Society, UK 1998. Issue: Contractual terms were ambiguous, dispute over the parties' intentions. Principle applied is emphasized commercial common sense in interpretation. Court looks at the factual matrix surrounding the contract. Lesson: Interpretation should reflect the reasonable expectations of the parties, not just the literal wording. Second one, Chartbrook Limited v versus Precision Homes Limited, UK 2009. Issue is ambiguous formula in a development agreement led to a disagreement on payment calculation. Principle applied. Whole contract principle and commercial efficiency applied. Courts can consider the context and commercial purpose to resolve ambiguity. Lesson is literally reading may be rejected if it produces commercially observed resilience. Hadler versus Baxendale, UK 1854 delay damages case. Issues: damages claimed for delayed delivery of machinery parts. Principle applies is reasonable forcibility test applied for loss resulting from contract breach. Interpretation considers parties' knowledge at contract formation. Listen, contract interpretation affects not only obligations but also scope of recoverable damages. Like key takeaways from case studies is like commercial intent often trumps literal wording, order of precedence, specific provision override general clause, express terms dominate implied terms, reasonable practical outcomes, properly drafted contracts reduce litigation risks, ambiguities, invite disputes. Technology tools for contract interpretation. In modern construction project, technology plays a vital role in enhancing contract interpretation by supporting a rules-based approach. Contract management software centralizes all agreements, specifications, drawings, and schedules, ensuring the entire contract can be read as a whole and reducing errors from outdated documents, clause, and risk analysis tools. Automatically highlight critical provisions, conflicts, and ambiguities, supporting the principles of specific over general clause and statutory compliance. AI-powered contract review platforms use natural language processing to detect unclear wording, missing terms, and potential risk, helping interpret clause in line with plain meaning and commercial intent. Digital drawing and specification compression tools resolve discrepancies between technical documents, while workflow and approval tracking systems monitors certifications, variations, and time extension requests to ensure good faith and reasonableness. Advanced technologies such as AI-based dispute analysis predict potential conflicts by referencing legal precedents, and blockchain or smart contracts automate obligations and create immutable records, enhancing transparency and compliance. Together, these technologies provide a comprehensive rules-based framework that improves accuracy, efficiency, and risk management in construction contract in interpretation. Conclusion. Effective interpretation of construction contract is essential to minimize disputes and ensure fair risk allocation and promote successful project delivery. A rules-based approach provides a structured framework that priorities clarity, consistency, and commercial reasonableness, applying principles such as reading the contract as a whole, giving words their plain meaning, respecting the order of precedence, and resolving ambiguities against the drafter when necessary. The integration of modern technologies such as contract management system, AI power review tools, and digital drawing compression further enhances accuracy, efficiency, and transparency in interpreting complex contractual obligations. By combining established legal principles with technological support, stakeholders can achieve more predictable outcomes, reduce the potential for disputes, and ensure that contracts are executed in line with both the parties' intentions and industry standards. Thank you.